Shamans, known for being healers, but really great at heel hooking. Hey guys, welcome to Touchstone Climbing, where we're going to be reviewing the Evolv Shamans. The good people at Evolv sent us these awesome shoes to try out, so we've been in them for a month, just climbing and seeing what we've liked about them, and we're going to tell you what we think. So, on to Allie. Let us know.
Okay. So I want to just start off by saying that I do really love these shoes, even though they don't fit me perfectly. I do have a wide upper foot, and these were designed to be narrow, so they kind of hurt, and the heel slips off when I'm just toeing down. But the edges on this shoe are so precise and so sharp. Like, I did not pop off a single hold the entire time I've been climbing in these. I tried the Shaman LBs on at the same time as the original Shamans, and although the original Shamans fit me really well in the toe and the heel, they felt very bulky, and I felt like these just were very sleek and to the point. I don't know if there's any difference in how much rubber is on the shoes, but these just felt much better to me. Pretty colors. So pretty, like best green on the planet. I wish my house could be this color. They are still flexible enough though to really connect on whatever foothold you're putting your foot on. The rubber is still amazing. It's still that great Evolv rubber where it's not too soft or too sticky. It's really just perfect. I think these are a great overall aggressive shoe. The LVs are more narrow than the straight up Shamans, which they were designed to be. So I think that these would be really good for anyone with a more narrow foot looking for a really precise, aggressive shoe.
Cool, well thank you.
Yeah.
And next up we have Katie. Katie, what do you think of the shoe?
I actually really liked it. So I kind of have a story about climbing shoes here. I grew up doing a lot of gymnastics and I had a ton of foot injuries, so for me it's really difficult to wear any kind of like constrictive or aggressive shoe. And currently the shoe that I wear is a La Sportiva Nago. It's very moderate, very all-around shoe, and I was pretty skeptical when I was asked to review the Shaman just because I thought it was going to hurt my feet a lot. But I have to say my initial impression was awesome. Indoor-outdoor routes, trad, sport climbing, bouldering, I did overhang, slab, vertical, and stuck it in some cracks, which maybe not the best idea, it's pretty painful. But other than that, I pretty much liked the shoe for everything. It is downturned profile, so it was really good for overhang and towing down on small holds beneath the roof. But it's also pretty flexible, and I was able to actually send an 11D slab route in these shoes, which wasn't exactly comfortable, but is doable, so that's good. I know some people have said they don't like that it's flexible, but I actually think that makes the shoe a lot more versatile, so I'm a fan of it. That being said, I guess my only issue with the shoe was that I actually felt like the rubber was a little bit thick for me. On some of the more thinner routes, I felt a little bit heady, a little bit not able to trust my feet as much as I'd like. But like I said, I never once had a foot blow off. So again, the shoe is solid. I think maybe I just need a little more time in them, and then that might not be an issue. I would recommend this shoe for almost every climber, unless you're doing trad and want to be spending all day in your shoes and sticking to the cracks. Anyone who's bouldering, sport climbing, and wants to be on a variety of routes and feel confident in your shoe, like this would be good for you. I know I'm going to keep using them even though I don't like necessarily aggressive shoes, so I think that's kind of saying something. Yeah.
Cool. Thanks. You're welcome. And now we have Roxy. Roxy, I hear you like heel hooking in these shoes.
Yeah, these shoes are great. These are the first pair of Evolvs I've ever had, and what a great first pair. I really like them a lot. The heel hook is really nice. I obviously climb in other shoes as well, and those shoes, my other shoes, they fit like, you know, pretty well in the heel hook, but these feel a lot better. Like, it just feels like secure. Really, really great shoes. I really like them a lot, actually. Yeah. Heel hook like crazy. You can toe hook. You can
Really like dig in there.
yeah, you can dig in there really nicely, and you just feel like your toe isn't gonna like slip or slide anywhere. It just feels like you can put a lot of power on more aggressive walls, which is really really nice. I like that a lot.
Yeah,
It's
definitely.
it also, not to mention, these shoes are really comfortable. They're aggressive, and I didn't have to downsize that much either, but pretty comfortable. This is nice. I would say that these are one of my more comfortable, aggressive shoes, like when I don't feel like having my feet scrunched up all day while I'm climbing. These are a good way to go. And also, not to mention, these shoes do not smell for me. They
Mine don't, and
they don't smell.
yeah, I'm
This is like
really
a thing.
surprised.
Yeah, this is like a thing with Evolv, but apparently, for me, they don't smell at all.
Maybe your feet don't smell.
No, they do that.
Yeah, so she likes them.
Hey!
Take it rich.
Well, I actually was just climbing outside in these a couple days ago. I ended up climbing the Grandpa Peabody 55-foot solo advanced rock craft. It wasn't really climbing season, so it was a little sweaty. So I was a little sketched out at first, but when I climbed on with these, I stuck right to the rock. They probably saved my life. So thank you,
Quote,
Evolv.
unquote.
Probably saved my life.
Probably saved your life. Because
Well,
you've been in them for a month.
I have been climbing in them for a month, mostly in the gym, mostly in L.A.B. And I noticed there's this little love bump, they call it, which at first felt a little uncomfortable. I wasn't used to it. But the more I was climbing in it, as you know, I'm a very dynamic climber.
You are very dynamic, yes.
It was really giving me that spring to kind of hop from hold to hold and monkey around on the wall. So I really enjoy this feature. The toe box as well for us climbers. You know, we have some pretty gnarly toe knuckles, so it fits the big toe in there perfectly, and it also doesn't make the toe any bigger, which is good because you know I can still show off
They
my.
actually call that the knuckle box.
So yes, well the knuckle box, it doesn't make the knuckle any bigger, which is great. I can show off my feet at the beach still without them looking too gnarly.
Awesome. And you know what? Next up we have Joy, who I affectionately call the Crimp Pimp Master himself. You know what, Joy? You and I were talking earlier, and you said that you loved how much the front tongue doesn't sweat up.
Right. Yeah, no, what I was saying was that, like, I feel like it's a bit more low volume in the tongue, so it doesn't absorb as much sweat, and it gives you a bit more sensitivity in strapping down the buckles here. The overall construction of the shoe, I thought, is superb. I mean, the hard rubber, the love bump on the bottom here feels really nice when you slide your toes in there, and you got that little bump to keep your toes kind of like in the form of the shoe. I got to climb with these inside and outside, and they didn't disappoint. The hard rubber was a little bit difficult to get used to at first, but once I broke it in within like the week or so that I was using them, well, the first week or so, they started to break in, and I really got to learn how to climb the shoe and really understand its construction. The heel for me, again, the Evolv heels are always kind of a hit or miss, but in terms of this shoe in particular, the harder rubber really didn't bother me too much. It didn't give me too much dead space, and the dead space didn't really move around as I placed the heel, but I just had to be more conscious about my footwork, which in turn just makes you a better climber.
I agree.
I feel like the design, the color scheme, Shaman nailed it out of the park with that one. I mean, I'm a big fan, so yeah, I dig it, man. You got the toe hook rubber, the concave, the color, the straps, the boot, the way it works. It's good to go. I would recommend it to anyone trying to break into more of an aggressive shoe. I'd climb boulder. I'd boulder with them or sport climb with them. Anything steep to overhanging, slab climbing, you know, is pretty successful in these shoes as well. So, you know, whatever floats your boat, man, get the shoe.
Yeah, I agree. Erik, Swedish Slammer, he tried them on. What did you think?
So to start with, I think the Shamans is a really good, solid shoe. It's well constructed. It has a really good toe. It has a good toe patch, a lot of rubber to get that friction. Like as you can see, it's very aggressive, like Jeremy said, down turn, which really helps on small edges. The straps, you can see 3 straps. That really helps to tighten it up. It's really helpful for me when you get on the small holds to get that really hone in on those small holes with the straps and then the down turn. The construction of the shoe is very solid. It's like you can see, it's rubber all around, which means that it doesn't really stretch that much. It stretches a little bit, up a little bit, but it's very true to size since it doesn't flex a lot. But overall, really solid shoe. I would absolutely recommend this shoe.
So we actually were part of the review as well, and you know what? We have some thoughts about the Shamans, and these are our thoughts.
So a lot of people in the gym have this shoe. I've seen everyone of different skill sets, which is really remarkable to me, that there are early climbers who are using this and really advanced and technical climbers who are using it. So I think that's it really speaks a lot to this shoe being a transitional shoe. It's something that you can learn how to do heel hooks, you can learn how to toe hook in it, and it works. It's something that I've noticed people trust this shoe to get to dig in really hard with your toe, to figure out what the heck a heel hook is. People who are just coming at the gym and they've been in these beginner shoes, the entry level, and they've been maybe climbing for 2 months, and they've really done a great job with the shoe to make it easy to do the toe hook. So I like this shoe for that. Personally, I think it's rad. I love how sticky it is. I'm on the wall, and I really trust that the shoe is gonna be able to help me just hit that heel hook, like land that like really far reach, and stick to it. So I've liked it. The fit, I have a 7. I am bouncing back and forth between a 7 and a 7.5 in my regular shoes. So the 7 starts a little tighter, so the break-in period's a little harder for me, but a couple weeks in, it really works and it fits beautifully. Heel's great, toes great, the fit up here with the laces, awesome. So I really like it.
The first thing that I love, and the first thing that I think all of us have talked about, is that the fit of the shoe is fantastic. So in the beginning, when we first got them, we only had this version, right? We only had this version, and I have a fairly wide foot, and so the first thing that I noticed is that when I put my foot in, I didn't need to super downsize to get that down toe feeling or the down toe performance. So we all came up with the same thing. It is so pinpoint precision perfect. Every single time that my foot wanted to point at something and step on it, super easy to do. All I did was point my toe, and then I can land it right on that foot. And that was like one of my favorite things, is that I always felt that it was super technical and super precise. And I think that's one of my favorite things, is how precise this shoe is.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, maybe that's one of the benefits for the newer climbers, is that they're learning right off the bat, like how to do like precise things.
I agree.
Technical climbing. Like,
Yeah, super
learn how to
technical.
be a technical climber. Where are these shoes to start? Maybe.
Maybe. I think if you're the guy or the girl that loves those showstopper kind of climbs where you're climbing and you have to do a heel hook to a toe hook and then your feet cut off, and then you have to land your toe back onto the hold, I think it's a perfect shoe for you. I really do. I think if you're that kind of climber that loves those showstopper climbs that are in the gym or the outdoors, Hulk V6 Bishop, California, I'm talking to you. Perfect shoe for you.
Nice.
So, yeah, that's my opinion on.
So you like it?
I love them. I think they're great.
Nice.
And
Me
you?
too. I'm a fan. I would wear this again.
I would too.
Hopefully they last a little ways, and then I can, eventually down the road get rid of it. It's only been a month.
Yeah.
So
So, for a month, these were our thoughts. This was Kate's thoughts.
thanks. And Jeremy.
Why, thank you. And this is us at Touchstone TV, and we just want to thank you for chiming in and watching.
Join us again next time.
Bye. Again, this is our review team. Welcome to the Touchstone TV, I guess I want to call it the mashup for the Shamans. So let's talk about it. Anybody have anything to say about the shoes instantly?
I like the girls' colors versus the guys. I feel like they're a bit more, I'm going to use the word fruity, but they kind of remind me of watermelons. I like it.
It's a good color.
Weren't the guys' versions for his dog?
Where did you hear this? Did you really
Do you
hear
guys
this somewhere?
not- Yeah. It's like some toy that his dog used to play with.
I
And
heard that too. Yeah.
no,
Really?
Yeah.
it's yeah.
To verify this.
The guy's version color, it just reminds me too much of like gym shoes that you rent.
Yeah, it looks,
Yeah, it looks like
pretty
a rental
similar.
shoe. So
It does look
that,
I-
that does make the girls' colors stand.
I want to disagree with all of you guys because when I first saw them, I thought it reminded me of a bug, like a cicada. And I was like, oh, that's really cool. Like it's because Evolv is kind of like an earthy company. You know, they went vegan. They went, especially with this shoe, they went the vegan route for some. They had a limited edition, non-leather vegan shoe.
The Rastas.
Yeah, the Rastas.
Yeah.
And then I thought, oh, I get it. Like that's smart. Like I thought it was like a natural kind of vegan thing.
Yeah, no. What's the difference was the volumes in the
Yeah,
guys
so-
and girls shoes?
So for anybody that didn't know, like the Shamans came out first, and then they came out with what they call the LVs, and the LV stands for low volume. Louis Vuitton. Louis Vuitton. Yeah.
I thought these were just like fancier.
No, totally fancy.
They're a little more narrow.
Yeah, they are.
The toe box and the heel are more narrow, like a girl's foot normally is, but
I
not
didn't think
always.
the heel was super narrow. So it slips off my foot.
Yeah.
But the
It's like
heel,
snow.
yeah, the heel is
Really?
actually like my favorite part of the shoe. It's one of the only shoes I found that actually like fits perfectly. So
Yeah.
maybe I just have fat heels.
Maybe you do have fat heels.
So I with fat heels. It's a great shoe.
Eric, you're quiet on that end.
Yeah, I just think this is a good shoe overall. I didn't really have any issues with the color, and I don't actually know if the gym shoes came out after this. I don't know if they came first and they wanted them to look like these.
That is actually a good point. I think the gym shoes did come because these are like 4 or 5 years old. You know? Yeah. So
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
you got conversation that's not part of us.
Sidebar. So if you really wanted to check these heels out, so I got my hands, the palms, the heel's right in the palm of my hands, and I can totally feel the difference in the construction. This one's a bit boxier for, I guess, a fatty heel, Katie. And then this one, you can tell, is just a bit more rounded on the edge there.
But Katie, you actually
I'm
like the
actually-
small one though.
Yeah, well, because I got that dead space in like right in the corners here. Yeah.
But I'm actually wearing the narrow heel one, and it fits.
You're filling them out.
Yeah, and it's filling. Yeah, I guess that's it. It's filling it out perfectly. So.
So is the question is like, does it matter? Like, if I'm a dude with a narrow foot and a narrow heel,
Then you would do the LB.
I
Would
do
you
the low
like to
volume.
wear the purple and green?
I don't think my
prettier shoe?
I don't think my foot
Hello, it
can
looks
fit
like
in 'em.
watermelons. I would totally put my foot in a watermelon.
You totally put your foot in a watermelon.
Summertime.
So are you
Summertime.
saying that the heel could be even narrower? If you had a fat heel and you like these, could the heel be narrower for you?
When I tried on the men's shoes, the heel and the toes both fit me really perfectly.
So maybe you actually have a more boxy.
Yeah, maybe,
Heel.
I don't know. But these slip off, so wouldn't the heel just feel super tight?
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I have no
I would,
idea.
think, I would think that it would pinch, unless maybe it's sitting too low on your heel, and so then.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, just trying to shove a square into a circle kind of thing.
Yeah.
I mean, because like if it doesn't fit snug on the heel, then you will end up like sliding out of it.
Sucks for
So,
me.
Are we confusing you guys with all this information?
we're talking about tennis, right?
We are talking about
Tennis?
tennis.
Yeah,
Yeah,
alright,
tennis.
great.
Tennis. All right. So to wrap it up, let's wrap it up. What else you guys have to say? Any last words on the shoe?
I think the point, what is it called, the knuckle box?
Yeah.
I really like that feature, and it's so nice, especially when you're in a more like aggressive wall.
Uh-huh.
It's really nice to just toe down hard and like feel comfortable, and like you just feel your toe.
I think that's a really good point. The knuckle box is really helpful because I think it makes the shoe like form better to your foot without you feeling like you're totally crunched up. You have a
I don't
little
feel,
bit more room.
I don't feel like I'm totally scrunched up. It's nice. It's
Yeah.
like aggressive shoes, but comfortable.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like your
I
toes
wonder how
are
that's possible.
bent over.
But it is.
Yeah, the construction's really nice.
So the pair I'm climbing in are actually pre-production models that I got 5-6 years ago when they first got released. And that was my first opinion. Because before, I used to just cram my foot in like a pair of like Dragons, or I would cram my foot in a pair of shoes just to get the down toe.
Wear like 3 size too small.
Yeah, yeah. And this was actually the first shoe that I bought in my appropriate size that allowed me to like down toe without trying to cram my foot. Yeah, so I agree with the whole
I only
entire
went
thing.
half a size down from what I normally do. Normally I go 1.5 sizes.
Yeah,
I went half a size. It's crazy.
that is crazy. Last words? Last words? Last words?
Peace.
All right, you guys, thanks for viewing in. This is Touchstone TV, and we'd love that you guys are watching. Press the subscribe button when you can, and we'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.
We're live streaming, right?
Yeah, live streaming. Thanks you guys for checking in today. Thanks for watching the video. If you really dig these shoes, go to evolvsports.com and check them out yourself. We at Plastic Fantastic Climbing would love to thank LA Boulders for letting us climb here today. It's a fantastic gym. You guys should check it out. And if you love what we're doing here, why don't you guys press the subscribe button and check out what else we have to offer. We'll see you guys later. Bye. Hey you guys, so throughout this video, you'll probably notice that we said Touchstone Climbing, or we said Touchstone TV, and we said Plastic Fantastic Climbing. We are trying to figure it out, aren't we?
Yeah, we're still a little bit in flux.
And so you'll notice that we kind of said all 3 of those things, but really what we want to say is thank you for tuning into Plastic Fantastic Climbing.
Thanks.
Thanks.